Hey VODs channel, today I've got another talking video for you and I wanted to talk about Hytale. And if that's a name that you haven't heard in a hot minute, that's okay, I understand. For those of you that are unaware, Hytale was the video game that was proposed by Hypixel Studios in, I want to say 2019. So Hytale was a game that was announced by Hypixel Studios around 6 years ago in 2019. So it's been a long time. The actual trailer, when it was announced, garnered 61 million views. This was a highly anticipated game. If you just look at some of these here, like, it looks good. This was supposed to be the Minecraft killer. This game was considered the next Minecraft. Like, this is what was next, you know? Minecraft updates were slowing and the community was dissatisfied with the content. Hypixel, the largest Minecraft networks, comes along and says, hey, if Mojang won't do it, we'll do it ourselves. And that is what Hytale is. However, a few days ago, there was some very unfortunate news posted by Noxy, the CEO of Hypixel. A difficult update about Hypixel. Hello, everyone. Today, I shared some incredibly tough news with the Hypixel Studios team. We're ending development on Hytale and beginning the process of winding down Hypixel Studios over the next few months. So what does that basically mean? It basically means they're cancelling development of the game and the studio's shutting down. I don't know whether this is because of Riot Games no longer wanting to fund the project, or they just hitting speed bump after speed bump. It could be loads of factors. And I heard this news and I was incredibly upset. This isn't known, but I actually had the privilege of meeting Noxy and some of the Hypixel Studios team in real life when they were in Brighton for some kind of games expo, and I had the pleasure of meeting up with them and going out for drinks and, like, meeting some of the team. And this was really upsetting news. Like, this is their baby, guys. This is their bread and butter. This is what they have been working on for the last 6 years. So my heart aches. My heart aches for the team. And originally, I wanted to make this video being like, dude, the state of Minecraft when this game was announced 6 years ago versus the state of Minecraft today is a completely different field. This original video was going to be about comparing the state of Minecraft then versus now and why I'm upset about the decision. I understand the decision to end Hytale and its development. And that is what this video was going to be about. Notice I said was, because last night when I was live streaming, I stumbled across a tweet by Simon Hypixel. If you don't know Simon Hypixel, he is the founder of Hypixel Minecraft, that's the network, and the founder of Hypixel Studios before it was sold off. And I was live streaming, doing my thing, and then I saw this. Take a look. This was someone tweeting, "Hi Simon, I speak for the entire Hytale community when I say Hytale can't be cancelled. It was a game with infinite potential. Would there be any possibility that together with Riot, you could partner up the former team and revive the legacy engine?" So for those of you that don't understand, to my knowledge, Hytale was already a playable game at some point using a legacy engine. And when they partnered with Riot Games, it had to be moved over to a new engine, is like my very loose understanding. I don't know. I don't work for Hypixel Studios. It has been 6 years of development, guys. I have no idea what this project looks like. And honestly, you can see here, same for Simon. He said, I have not seen the game since 2019. It would be hard for me to know if it's worth looking at. Seems like the chapter is truly closed. Devastation! Devastation! The chapter is truly closed. The game's cancelled. We're all gonna get to the highest building in our cities and leap off. And then the conversation continues a little bit. And he said, yeah, well, that would be a massive undertaking. I'm not sure the responsibility I'd need to open source parts like tools and etc. or anything like that spent on buying the IP would drain funding from the games itself. So it's difficult. This is talking about Simon Hypixel potentially buying back Hytale, buying back the game that he sold to Riot Games. And then I saw this on stream and I was like, bestie, make a Kickstarter right now. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, Critical Role raised, what, $10 million in 2 days for Vox Machina? We're talking about the largest Minecraft server that has ever existed. We're talking about hundreds of millions of unique logins. You're telling me they couldn't garner a Kickstarter of the same degree? I'm like, Simon, make a Kickstarter right now. He then replied and said, Tubbo, don't bully me into buying it. I'm living a good and peaceful life. And at that point, I'm like, fair enough. Dude's moved on. He's moved on, which is fair. Like, you can't work in Minecraft forever. You can't work yourself to the bone forever. Like, don't get me wrong. Hypixel Minecraft has been going for 12 years. That's 12 years he spent dealing with this community and their bullshit, quite frankly. Okay, he wants to move on. Fine. Then I just poke him once more. I poke him once more because, like, it's Simon. It's not every day the guy replies to you on Twitter. I'm not going to leave him on red, you know? I said, all I'm saying is the community is very, very passionate about this project. And then I could not believe the message that he sent next. Dude. And this is what has got the community riled up. First of all, the Muna. The De Niro. But second of all, this is like the glimmerings of hope. Okay, glimmerings of hope that maybe this isn't the end of Hytale's story. He said, I get it, 100%. Look, I'm even down to put $25 million by myself to finish Hytale. That's how much I believe in it. Massive statement. Okay, Simon, we see you. 25 million in the bank. Okay. No Kickstarter, just raw passion. High pressure, high risk taking, reduced scope, legacy engine, PC only first, open source some parts, small team, cut unfinished features, accelerate towards beta, get players in ASAP to support development. I even have a dozen of Hytale legacy engine veterans working with me. So what I'm hearing, because for those of you that don't know, Simon stepped back from Hypixel Minecraft server to start an independent game studio using $4 million of his own money. This was around 6 months ago, maybe 12, that kind of time frame. And what it sounds like is he's already working with a bunch of the same developers that he was working with when he owned Hytale before it was sold off to Riot Games. So he already has people familiar with the codebase, and the biggest undertaking of picking up IP and developing a project is having a team which is unfamiliar with the codebase. That, you know, that's exciting. That's exciting. That feels good. That's what I would do, but I have not reached out. I'm just thinking about it now because of the bullying. Bullying! Passionate persuading. Not bullying, Simon. Passionate persuading. When this game was announced, I was 15 years old. I was a teenager in secondary school. I was picking my GCSE options. And you're telling me the dream's dead? No. Glistenings of hope. Not bullying, passionate persuasion. Passionate persuasion, people. But it would be a massive challenge and impact of all aspects of my life. I probably need to consult with my family first. That's real. Bro's got like 8 kids, man. Bro's got 8 kids, loving wife, and like a Ferrari. Okay? Like, he's got to consult, you know, how's this going to affect his car polishing schedule and his relationship with his 8 children. I don't know if he has 8 children. Or a Ferrari. And I said, whatever you decide, I'm sure the community will 100% back you. But of course, family and life comes first. You know, boo. But, you know, everyone's in a different place in their life. I can appreciate wanting to move to a more relaxed life and focus on smaller scope projects. Like, we're talking about developing a AAA level indie game. Like, that's insane. And that would put any amount of stress on one's personal life. And I thought that was the end of it. Hey, Simon has not spoken to Riot. Chances of Riot selling the IP back, quite low, I think. I was like, dude, this is speculation. Riot has potentially invested $100 million into Hytale. Are they really going to sell off the IP and the studio for 25% of what they put in? And I'm like, I don't see that happening. I feel like Riot Games is the kind of company to sit on IP. Riot Games is the kind of company to sit IP. No hate towards them. Love Riot Games. Love their stuff. But I feel like they've got a back burner catalog of intellectual property they own. I'm like, there's probably no shot they sell stuff. They're Riot Games, bruh. Valorant skins rake them in millions an hour, you know? But then I found this Twitter thread, which I thought also was incredibly interesting. Check this out. So this is someone that worked at Hytale. This is John Hendricks. He said, this person said, you won't continue the game even with other investors. Are you serious? I remember to have a perfect game, you don't need ambition. You simply need a heartfelt dedication. I don't know what that Okay, I'd read that very wrong. But like, the main point is you won't continue the game even with other investors. And this person says, a legit effort was made, many airplane meal consumed, tough market for games right now. They supported us going out into the world to see if there were investors or acquirers who could continue help carry Hytale forward. Which I'm like, okay, Riot Games trying to sell off Hypixel Studios and Hytale. Maybe there is a world where Simon Hypixel can pick this back up. And then I was like, maybe they had already reached out to Simon and asked about him maybe buying the project back off them. Like, it's just not something in their scope right now. Then I found this. There's someone else. Supposedly, Riot reached out to a bunch of people to acquire Hytale. Did they reach out to you? Simon said, unfortunately, no. But it makes sense. They were probably looking for someone that could support the expense of the team for years to come. Makes sense. Makes sense. However, it seems maybe this is foolishly optimistic. It seems like maybe now that the project is hard shelved, they'd be more open to selling back to the original owner of the project, given also how much community discussion and contemption there is around this game. Like, I'm not being funny. For an indie video game trailer to get 68 million views, that is something. That isn't nothing. Name one other indie game that, when announced, trailer garnered 68 million views. I mean, hey, that's probably why Riot Games paid tens of millions of dollars for it. That is like a once-in-a-generational trailer, man, into a video game generation. Like, I mean, I might have seen another one of those in my lifetime, but not that I can think of off the dome because I don't care about anything other than Hytale, man. But yeah, that's what this video is about. This video is about Hytale, and if this is the end of Hytale, obviously, I wish the awesome team at Hypixel Studios all the best. You lot are legends. When the Minecraft community was feeling like the updates were stale and they wanted something new and that Minecraft was dying, Hytale was a spark that lit a creative flame under so many passionate creators in the community, and it genuinely changed the directory of so many creators' careers, just the impact from how much of an awesome concept and idea it was. And I firmly believe that this isn't the end of the fire that the spark of Hytale lit. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that something comes of all this Twitter stuff. Obviously, it's just Twitter, and Riot Games might just not be interested in selling the intellectual property of Hytale whatsoever. But I wanted to come on here and just be like, dude, the team at Hypixel Studios, thank you, man. I remember watching that game trailer. I remember how excited I felt. I was 15 years old. I was in secondary school picking my GCSE options. And the concept of having a Minecraft 2 and how awesome the trailer looked blew my mind, motivated me to be creative, and like, I'm not being funny. Tubnet, most of the inspiration for Tubnet and how I did all the marketing and what I made with that was from the Hytale trailer and like the community that Hytale fostered. Like, I would not be where I am if this game wasn't announced. But yeah, Simon, if you can hear me, I'm not bullying you on Twitter, man, but I know you got bag. I know you got bag, and I know you have contact with Riot Games. Look, man, an email has never killed anyone. An email has literally never killed anyone. And the community will be forever in debt to you for it. Thank you guys for watching this talking video. This is everything I wanted to say. I know I'm a little bit late to the news. Give me a break. I was getting off a flight to LA. I'm back now. I've got some more talking videos I want to make. Thank you for watching the channel. Like and subscribe. You've been amazing. #SaveHytale. #SaveHytale.